This morning, I have the opportunity to talk to you about honeybees. So there are more than 20,000 species of bees in the world. The bees that we have at the Discovery Garden are the western honeybee species, also known as Apis mellifera, and they are absolutely amazing. I could spend hours talking to you about the mysteries of bee communications, like how their dances in the dark tell their nest mates how to navigate to the best food resources miles away from the hive, how the diet fed to a female larva determines which genes are expressed, causing that bee to grow up as a queen of the colony or as one of the countless workers. The honeybee male drones are born from unfertilized eggs and thus have no fathers. Or the surprising number of different jobs a worker bee transitions through, performing each with exquisite skill in her short 6-week life. But if I did all that, I might run out of time to tell you about an even more amazing quality of honeybees, their sense of the common good. These honeybees live together in a colony that can grow to more than 60,000 bees, made up of a single queen, of a few thousand male drones at the peak of the mating season, and the remainder being female worker bees. Each group has its own set of functions and tasks to perform, but collectively they operate as a superorganism. The survival of the superorganism, or the continuation of this line of genetics, is the supreme goal of the honeybee colony. Seemingly all the efforts of the individual bees and that of the superorganism as a whole are put towards this common purpose. Each year, a honeybee colony toils away to collect pollen and nectar resources from the surrounding flora. These food resources are used throughout the warm season to feed and grow the size of the colony, but also to prepare a larder to survive the coming winter. Honeybee foragers work hard, regularly flying 3 miles and even farther from the colony to obtain the needed resources. Strong colonies that survive the winter, living off the honey stores from last year's hard work, are poised to reproduce at the colony or superorganism level the following spring by casting swarms. A swarm takes the current queen and 50 to 70% of the bees to find and establish a new hive, thereby spreading and continuing the genetics of the original colony. The parent colony is left with the remaining stored resources, several queen cells holding new queens set to emerge into the world, and the remaining bees to fully establish the colony. The worker bee foragers that enabled this success by busily hauling in the necessary resources the previous summer are long since gone, passing away months before the impact on the success of the colony is fully realized. The selfless labor of the forager bee is one of only many of the examples of how honeybees put the good of the colony ahead of the individual bee. Many of you will know from painful personal experience that when a honeybee stings, the stinger separates from the bee and she soon perishes. In the panic and trauma of this experience, you may not have realized that honeybees generally only sting when they perceive a threat to the hive. You might have also, in this experience, had time to notice just the hint of the smell of bananas. This is the alarm pheromone odor of the honeybee released to alert other members of the colony of the potential threat. Even in the fleeting moments of the stinging bee's life, she's communicating to her sisters to provide the best possible chance for the colony's survival. Other examples include the altruistic process honeybees go through when somewhat democratically selecting a new home site while swarming, the dirty and sticky job of gathering tree resin to seal up their nest, the often perilous job of gathering water during winter, and the queen bee laying eggs in the very queen cups of those bound to replace her, and the list goes on and on. Honeybees are always ready to do whatever job or task is necessary to improve the survival of the colony and the generations that follow. Please take a few minutes to think about what can be learned by studying the selfless acts of the honeybee, how industrious a honeybee is in their short lifetime to pave the way for others to benefit, and how honeybees have survived for thousands of years by focusing on the common good.